So welcome to our Thursday call. When you come on the line, you can just say hello, let us know where you're calling from. That's always great. Then I do know that we have folks that are in different areas listening and they can't really speak, and that's fine too. We're just glad that you're able to join us and
Good morning. Good
share.
morning.
What, good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Absolutely fired up in here. Good morning. Good
I
day.
I know that's great to hear it. Great to hear it. You know that energy comes from being around energy. When you get energy, when you hear energy, man, it can keep that energy flowing. So that's what you're listening to the right stuff. You're doing the right stuff. All the right stuff that's giving you all the right energy. So welcome to the call. Anybody else want to announce? All righty. I'm looking at my phone, and we are right at the top of the hour. And like you all know, this is our Thursday day mastermind call. And I'm just going to let it stay at that day because we have so many people calling from different parts of the United States of America. And so therefore, with the time difference, it's morning somewhere, it's afternoon somewhere, and then we have people who call from different parts of the world where it's actually nighttime. So, and it's so fun to know that we can reach out to so many people like that. And it's great because our company is here. Rick said he got a text from somebody the other day because he had put some stuff out about Surge 365, and they responded, "Is that company still around?" And it's like, yes, we are still around. Where we are moving, shaking, making it happen. And so there's people out there that would love to get involved. They don't even know that we're still here. So that just goes to show you that you have to expose your business. You have to let people know that we're here. And we always say documentation beats conversation. So when you have someone who's asking you questions, let them see what's happening. Because I know that power line is off the chain. And so that's part of our affirmations that we have added, that we bonus, and we are part of the power line when we do. So, you know, affirmations are powerful. You have to make sure you say them and watch how people come out of nowhere just because you're saying the right things that you need to say. You're believing in the right things that you need to believe in. And so that's always exciting. And so great to just to be able to chat with everybody and find out what's going on in your neck of the woods. I know we are already looking at flights for Thanksgiving. As we move into October, the holiday seasons are here. And what I love to say is that Surge 365, it is the gift that keeps on giving. So when you're getting around the holidays, don't listen to people say, oh, folks are not thinking about starting another business. Oh, yes, they are, because the $500 that you invest in yourself to have your own business, it can duplicate itself beyond what you could even think of. And so we want to make sure that don't put that statement out there. Don't think that way. We're coming around holiday seasons. Tell people, ask for a gift. When people ask what you want for Christmas, say, I want a Surge 365 business. I mean, you know, you just have to put it out there. It's so funny. I'll share this real fast. When we were on the boat tour with my dad, he went into the National Museum, the Black Historical Museum that they have built here in Charleston. And it's funny to say that I have family members that are in the museum from the Gullah Geechee Island, and it's like my first cousin. She's in the museum along with her brother, and they refurbished this. Well, they didn't refurbish it because it's still the same, but they made this house and blah blah blah. They could go on and on where they did the I forget the movie with Denzel Washington. They did it in front of this house because that's where Battle of Sumter.
Glory.
I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway,
Glory.
what is it?
Glory.
Glory, right. They did the movie Glory. in front of this house with Denzel. But anyway, it's just a lot of history there. And so my father goes into the museum. Rick and I, we've been in it a couple times. So now we just sit back and let people enjoy the museum. And we sit at the water and just relax. And because usually if you're Rick Reese, it's going to take you 3 hours to go through the museum. But if you're an average, you're not a history buff, you could probably knock it out in an hour and a half and really enjoy the museum and see everything's in there. But anyway, when he comes out the museum, somebody in there was giving him some type of coupons to get something off of a meal. Harmon's is a restaurant that's downtown Charleston. It's very famous, but we've eaten there, and so I wanted to go to this other restaurant that I really like. And so I'm talking about suggestions and just the law of suggestion. So my father comes out. I say to my sister, where are we going to have lunch? And she said, Dad wants to eat at some place called Harmon's. I was like, well, we've been there. And so I said to Rick, I'm like, oh, well, babe, I guess we're going to go to Harmon's. And he said, why? I said, I don't know. Somebody gave my dad a coupon and he wants to use it. And Rick said, no, we ain't going to Harmon's. We're going to Fleet Landing. And so when we got off the boat, we're getting ready to go to Harmon's. My father goes, okay, so how far is it? Because we have to walk to it because we didn't want to move our car because we had it in all-day parking. So everything downtown Charleston, you can walk. It's not, I mean, if you're a walker. If you're not a walker, it can be a lot of walking. But anyway, I said, oh, it's 3 blocks down here, blah, blah, blah. And I said, but Fleet Landings is right there, just a block away. And he said, oh, yeah, that's what we're going to have lunch. So it was because it was right there, he was able to get it done. So don't assume just because somebody tells you that we're going to do this because this is happening for the holidays or this is happening to the holidays. Make the suggestion. Talk about Surge. Say it is the gift that keeps on giving. Because if you don't talk about it, just like if I had mentioned, no, I really want to go to that restaurant right there on the water, we would have ended up walking 3-4 blocks. My father would have been complaining because he really didn't want to walk anyway. He was just wanting to use his little coupon that he got when he was in the museum. So you cannot assume anything. And so when I tell Rick, he's like, no, we ain't walking to Harmon. We're going right over here to Fleet Landing. And of course, that's where we ended up. We had a great lunch and we laughed and talked. We were on the water and it was a lot of fun. So that's how I'm liking Christmas and holidays. Don't think that because someone has their mind made up, it's Christmas time, we have to save money so we can buy toys and gifts that people don't even want, people don't even need. And even now for us, our children are adults. So it's like, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, money. Oh, forget that, So they don't even want you to go and buy something for them. They want you to give them the cash so they can go buy what they want to buy. And no, or add wood to get what they want. So it's almost like, don't assume that it's no, nobody wants to come out to presentations. No, nobody wants to get on. It's the holiday. People are all into their family. This time of year is the best time to talk about your Surge 365 business because people are thinking about the fact that they're not going to be able to buy the gifts and toys that they wanted to buy for their kids or their grandkids because they don't have that extra income. So talk about how you could have this extra income, how between now and December, you can get a $100,000 bonus. Don't even limit that. How many $10,000 bonuses you want? Because you can definitely get it. There's so many people looking for something. And when you package Surge 365, just like that, it's the gift that keeps on giving. The holidays are coming. Why don't you bonus 3 or 4 times with the power line? Why don't you put an extra 10 grand in your pocket between now and Christmas so you can go and splurge like you want to? See, sometimes we think of our own self, and some of us might say, oh, $10,000, that's not a lot of money. I need a lot more than that. But you'd be surprised. $500, $1,000 would be enough for somebody to say, I could have a good Christmas now. I can buy that $600 PlayStation 4700 or whatever it is right now. I'm totally out of touch because we don't have any young ones in our house that plays that age. So don't limit your thoughts on how you're thinking about it, what you want to do. Start thinking about, wow, that's right. We are coming up on the holidays. And if the holidays come up as fast as September went by, and even though you're going to say, Brenda, it's only the 24th. Well, okay, so what do we have? 6 more days left. Okay, 6 more days, and then the month is going to be over. So you have to start thinking ahead, start planning what you're going to be saying, and start talking to people about the holidays, because Surge 365 is the gift that keeps on giving. So if someone's looking for, somebody goes, well, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, I want a Surge 365 business. I'll take care of the monthly fee. You just buy me the business. Have them start thinking in that way, as opposed to, no, it's the holidays, so people are not going to want to. Oh, yes, they are. People are thinking about what they want to do and how. Just like here we are, end of September, starting to plan our flight to Denver to be in Fort Collins for Thanksgiving with my son and daughter. So planning a birthday in December that we're going to have to fly to. Planning. So everybody's always planning ahead. They're always planning ahead. And what happens is we wait till the day or the day after, and they're like, oh, I already did that. Oh, I did this. So no, start now. Start thinking ahead and start thinking about, that's a neat slogan. I remember last year I played with that, and I did an ornament, a glass ornament. I'm going to go on my pictures and find it back. And it was Surge 365 in the glass ornament. And I did a lot of Surge 365, the gift that keeps on giving. But I did it around Christmas time. And so people, and it's just me, it's probably no, because you can think however you want to think. But people are probably already done with Christmas shopping, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to start earlier this year, almost like a Christmas in July kind of thing, where you start getting people to think about the fact that, oh yeah, that's right, I did have that Surge business. Man, instead of spending all this money on a toy that's going to break, on a gift that's going to end up in the back of the closet, let me activate my site again. Let me start working on that again. You don't know what people are thinking or how they're thinking until you just present the opportunity. And once you present the opportunity of Surge again, you remember how, wow, it's been a while, but we used to do campaigns. Like, I'm trying to remember one of the campaigns that we did where it was welcoming everybody back. And then Surge did something where you could reactivate your site for no charge. So we've done a lot of different things. And those ideas are still working. We just have to implement them. So I think if we start thinking about different ideas on how to, because the power line is exciting. And there's nobody working this in any network marketing or multi-level marketing. Nobody has a compensation plan like ours. So we want to definitely use that to let people know we're still here. We're still, it reminds me, when I say that, it reminds me of that movie, The Color Purple, where Steely says, I'm here, I'm still here.
Do all the different things. Hey, Brenda.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, Chantel and Glenn and Adrian, you guys did something pretty awesome yesterday. And I saw the what you posted on Facebook. Can you talk a little bit about that event that you guys went to yesterday?
Good morning. Did you want me to talk about it or somebody else?
Anybody who volunteered, man. Anybody who knows.
You go, Adrian.
Well, I'll start it off, and then Glenn and Chantel.
I'll pay you. I'll pay anybody that speaks, okay?
Oh, okay. It was a fun event. We invited to Seattle, SeaTac area, to see the hear more about Jalisco in Mexico. And so it invited by Darlene, she shared it with us. And so it was a lot of fun. It was for travel agents, advisors to come and get to know Mexico better and Jalisco, which includes Puerto Velato and um, the one that starts with a Q. I can't say that one really good. What is it? Quada, Laja, something like that. They can tell you
Hey, I
better.
wouldn't know anyway.
But it was just so fun. They had we checked in, then there was a table set up for us to go through different vendors and like a trade show.
Really?
Yes. And so we got to talk to different hotel vendors that have hotels and resorts in Mexico. And then after that, we sat at the table. We had two drink tickets each. We had a free dinner that they served us, and
What?
it was good. And then during the dinner presentation, they did the presentation of the different areas of Mexico, and they just featured all the destinations, showed a bunch of slides of what the things to do in each of those three areas. And then they ended it with a little dance show. I mean, not dance show, but the group that plays the Mexican music with the banjo, not the banjo, but the instrument.
Mariachi.
Yeah, mariachi. That's there you go. And that was fun. They were very good. They played about three renditions of it, and then yeah, it was just very informative. And they gave away prizes at the end during the end of it. And Glenn Aiden won one of them. They gave away
Nice.
hotel. Yeah, very nice. They gave away hotel stays, and the last one was a trip there to Puerto Vallarta. So it was a lot
Wow.
of fun. And the
Who
one
won
thing
the
I
trip?
learned most was that the resorts in Mexico do not charge resort fees. And I
Huh.
was so impressed with that. Yeah, so that was really informative. It just seeing all the different beautiful hotels and different things to do. The suspension bridge, there's one that's like the one in Vancouver, BC, but you can drive on it or you can ride a ATV over it. So it was just showing a lot of scenic things that you could do while you're there. So I'll let the rest of the group tell you more.
What was for dinner?
Oh, dinner. I believe it was Cornish hen with like a white sauce over it and rice like a rice pilaf with carrots and all in it, and asparagus and carrots mixed together.
Oh, nice. Wow. Was there a lot of people?
Yes, there was a good amount of people. How many people would y'all say it is? It was probably close to at least 100, don't you think,
Really?
Darlene and in the Aidens?
Well, maybe close. I don't think it was 100 because I've been to those events in this. We were in a larger room and it was more people, but this one was really, it was full last night. There wasn't an extra seat. So I'd say, at least 70, 75. I'd say.
Wow. And that was a free event?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
How did you find out about it?
Well, we got an email from Darlene, so I think they sent it to the advisors, and she shared it with us. So, Darlene,
Well, this is the one, the group that I won a couple of years ago, or maybe last year. I won a trip to Jalisco and I went to, um, I went by myself. This was something unusual because I'm not one to travel by myself, but I went and then I went to, it looked like it was a converted hotel that they had tried to change into a resort.
Hmm.
And after I came back, I went to another of the events and I won another one to the same hotel, to the same place. So I didn't want to go back to the same place, so I didn't activate that one. So, but because when you win it, it only lasts for it's only good for a year. So, but this is something I had signed up for. I did a class, and each year when they come, they always send me an invite,
Oh, nice.
and I try to share. I think this is the same one me and Chantel and Glenn went to at 13 Coins. I think it was last year. 13 Coins. They had it at 13 Coins, but it was a nice event, and um, the presentation was really good. The girls were really energetic, and um, I saw a lot of regulars because normally when I go to these things, you see the same people. So, yes, it was a nice event. Back to
That's
you.
awesome. And this is on the travel side of our business. I know Delby on the call last night. Or was that yeah, he said they paid out $200,000 in travel commissions. Not even talking about the marketing side of the company, but in travel commissions, they paid out last month over $200,000 in travel commissions.
Woo. Wow.
He said there's
That's
a lot of
awesome.
money. Yeah, there's a lot of money that people are making on the travel side of our business. And to think that we have the three businesses and the incredible compensation plan that we have. And wow, wow. Any other, Glenn, what did you win? They made a,
I actually won a 3-day, 2-night stay in one of the resorts down there
wow.
in the Port of Florida area. Hold on.
What's nice is that we always win something.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to show up to go up, and we have access to the industry and the events like this. And I'm going to tell you, Chantel and Darlene, I mean, Adrian, they got it down. They register with these vendors, and you become a specialist with any of these with the access that we have. You just pick and choose what your passion is. And we get the notifications for these travel trade shows and we go. I mean, we just went to one for Taiwan. It was the biggest buffet you ever wanted to see. And they always give something, they give away these extravagant prizes because you're travel advisors. And they want you to come and experience, first of all. That's the reason we have the fam trips in the travel industry for the agents, travel advisors. So that's one of the perks that we get. We've toured the ships. One phone call, they will roll out the red carpet for you, take you through the entire ship, take you into the most places that the presidential suites that you would not see if you were not an insider. And every time we go on the ship, they say, "There's the buffet," or "Here's the menu. Order whatever you want, eat all you want." And these are the perks and benefits that we get. And I'm gonna tell you, almost every time they pulled uh, usually Chantel's name out of that drawing
Right?
for a gift. Now, this time she didn't even put a card in there.
Oh, wow.
She
You
said,
know, if
"You
she had
put
it, she would have won.
yeah, exactly." So well, it's a good thing I'm not a gambling man. I mean, I probably be, but anyway. So I put my card in there, and it was unbelievable. They pulled it out. So I was hoping someone from our team won. I was really pulling for that. Um, One of the unique things at that particular, and it was very intimate. One of the unique things at this event was the vendors and how detailed they were, and they had very exclusive ones where some of the some of the resorts were exclusive to like some of the names they dropped. Brad Pitt, the movie stars go there. They got like 5,000 acres each with maybe 4 or 5 properties. And that's where the stars go to have privacy and enjoy that environment. It was just beautiful what they showed. Um, the Puerto Vallarta area and the islands and the opportunities and the excursions. And I know we had an event down there. Rick and Brenda might have gone to that one. But anyway, what stood out to me was those vendors sat with us at our tables, and they had dinner with us at our
Okay.
tables, and they were telling us they were breaking down the details while they sat there with us. So it was really enjoyable evening, and well, I'll let Chantel tell you what happened on the way home. But go ahead, Chantel, you're up.
Well, Glenn, with that hotel that the stars go to, they have their own landing. You can fly, get a prop plane, and fly onto their property and land there. You don't
Yeah.
have to take, because it's a 2 hour ride, I think. If they come and get you, it's a 2 hour ride. But
Wow.
you can fly into that resort. To you, Chantel.
Amazing.
Yes, I heard that too. And then they because the airports, there's two airports you can fly into, the Port of Vallarta and then the other one that starts with the Q. And yeah, and then in between was that landing gear. But it's really impressive that people can even land on there, because otherwise the airfare is 2 hours either way from the airport to the
Wow.
different areas there.
I
You know,
love
they had
those events.
a lot of very unusual uh, excursions, ones that were not for the faint of heart.
Like what?
Sky bridge made out of what looked like a chain link fence on each side, and on the bottom, and that you take a all-terrain vehicle across, and it was hundreds of feet up in the air, and then it led up to a patio kind of platform that I don't think it had rails on it, and you're standing up on top of this mountain. Um, but uh, extreme heights with no restraints is not my cup of tea. But some people, Adrian might enjoy that. But and they had the,
Definitely.
the zip lining and some. I mean, if you could conceive it, it was on one of those islands, but it was very beautiful, artistic. The cuisine was just amazing. I would go, and we very much will be looking into getting away to get down there and see it face to face.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead,
You know
Chantel.
what I love most about it? The 3 to 5 hour flight.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely beautiful. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Just a beautiful prop. I love the intimacy of this tourism board. They were very, they came up talking beside you. They were looking in your eyeballs, and the properties. I'm telling you what, you want to go to these destinations. It was so intimate. It was beautiful. There was a lot of culture, wellness, a lot of back to nature type of retreat areas. There were some areas where there was like that. The guy that had the houses, they were like, how many thousands of acres did he say they were apart where the stars went?
I think it was 900 acres.
It was huge, okay, and it was very intimate. So the people that were going there, they were that's what they were looking for. So they had quite a bit of different experiences for us. I mean, by the time they finished, you were like, "Oh, we're going tomorrow." Seriously, definitely want to go check out those several of those properties. I had always looked at Puerto Vallarta and some of those areas over there, but never until we really seen it like that. Like, you know what? Definitely. And it's coming off the West Coast. So some doors are opening up, and Surge is in, Mexico. So this is kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Our footprints are out here. So it was a great evening. Thank you, Darlene. And that's what we do. Um, this is called a clue. Get registered with these
Mm.
suppliers, because they start sending you these invites. You have no idea when they're coming, and so we'll send them out to the team and whoever, gets there, because this is not just for the, people in Travmanity. This is for all of the people, even people in Canada can come over here to this. Well, the borders are different now, but anybody can come from anywhere to go to visit these tour. And let me tell you about this. This Marriott, gorgeous. It was a different setup in that Marriott, and we're gonna put some pictures. Adrian has a few pictures out there, but I'm telling you, you want to go stay a weekend in this Marriott because it was just lavish. They had this they had a dog show up in there last night. It was comical, but I mean, that's a big deal out here in the Pacific Northwest. And these are show dogs. So we were coming in and you saw these dogs running around and all these people. And then you saw the layout of this building. I'm like, this is plush. And it's right down near, right in the airport area. So we also had we took some pictures, and then a young man landed at 7:30 who I was hoping to see here this morning, but maybe he went back to sleep. I'm not sure. But Chris C landed here at 7:30. So we were right in the vicinity of the hotel he was staying in. He just had an overnight. And so we actually went by and picked him up. He was in SeaTac, and we picked him up. Took him to Seattle. Come on, somebody.
Wow.
Took him to Seattle, got him a nice tour. And it was like 10 o'clock or something. But you know what? It was absolutely something that he needed to experience. And so we were delighted that we were able to be there, especially being in the same area. Wow. And it was pretty cool. He has quite a testimony that he would tell after he gets some rest. Wow. He probably doesn't know what zone he's in right now. So it was quite an experience that he had, and he was sharing that with us. And I was like, wow, who gets to do that? Coming from Thailand, I mean, he had a hands-on, intimate in people's homes type of experience. So he's going to have a lot to share. But yeah, get on there, register with those suppliers. This is what we own. And the more you experience it, you're like, oh, I'm going to be right here forever. Because the travel advisors that run up in that room, we're very familiar with each other. We also, like Darlene was talking about, our Jamaica Tourism Board. Very familiar with them. They've been up here several times for years. And so you even know them by name. And so they lay you out a spread, and you're not paying for this. They are literally coming out of their pockets too, because they want us to showcase their companies, showcase their products, and they want you to come experience those products so you can share that with the people that are your clientele. So that's what we experienced, and I hope some others get to experience it. It was a lot of fun. And yes, they do come to several cities. So literally, for the new people, we'll get a little bit more into that on the traveling tourism. Sometimes we would just Google different traveling tourism events, but we'll get some more information for you, because this is new for you, and show you how to be a part of that. If we see something coming we're really good. If we see something coming to your city, we'll send it out there. And sometimes it comes at a last minute or something like that. And if you're working and you can get off, it is one of the great experiences you will have, and you'll get to know the suppliers out in the land. So, but you have to grab it quick, because these travel advisors are serious about their events and learning about the tourism industry. So it's really cool. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
Chantel, I just wanted to say on that, if you sometimes when you get a webinar, for us that do get the ones for the webinar, you get on the webinar and then you get on their email list. And then when they have events happening in your area, wherever, they may send you an invite. So it's good to share. If you get a webinar, share it with everyone, and then they can go in, especially if they're not already a representative, they can go in and register for that webinar, then they get on their mailing list. So if there's anything in their area, they will get that information also.
It's amazing because these are the perks of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And you figure we pay $500 and have access to all of this. And this is just the travel side of the business, Travmanity. I know when we were in Denver, we went to a Jamaica experience, and we met your friends Chantel and Glenn and y'all. What's the little short lady's name for the Jamaica experience?
Diane Holland.
Right. So they did the Jamaica experience in Denver that Brenda and I went to. And of course, when we put our cards in, we always win, right? Our team, we just always win. So we won a 3-day stay at the Rio in Jamaica, and it lasts for, I guess it expires a year. It's for a year, and we came up to the very end of its expiration and said, hey, you know what? Since we won this free 3-day, let's go to Jamaica for Brenda's birthday, and we did that. And you look and you try to tell people, how much would that have cost us? A 3-day stay at the Rio in Jamaica. And that's what we won, and that's the travel side of the business. And so a lot of folks don't realize the travel side of the business is huge. These people are making millions of dollars in travel alone. And like Delby said yesterday, they paid out $200,000 last month in travel commissions.
One thing to add on that, what Darlene and Chantel were talking about, the webinars that the vendors have, they give away prizes and gifts on those as well. They have drawings. We have won some trips by sitting on these webinars. There they go.
Wow.
Yes,
Even just the
yes,
webinars.
just the webinars.
So what does a person, for new people that are listening and want to get involved on the travel side of the business, what do they need to do? Can anyone say, okay, a person just comes in and they're like, oh my gosh, I got the membership, got the Vortex, I've got the travel agency. I want to get involved on the travel side of the business. Can anyone share what they need to do?
Well, the first thing they need to do is take their first class training, because after the 30 days, your suppliers open up to you. You can't even see them in your back office until that 30-day goes by. And then you have to send an email to the home office, and then they open up your supplier list. From that point, thousands and thousands of suppliers that you can connect with, and then we'll help you with the registrations. You can choose, where you want to brand yourself, and you can pick 2 or 3 or whatever. We'll direct you to some of the ones we use, like Vax Vacations, which is really huge. And there's a lot of suppliers in that platform. Have used that several times. It is easy to use. There's training on there also. We're always learning, but that's one of the simple ones that are easy. And then there's you got your Expedia tab, and there's several other ones, but you get to choose where you want to direct your business. But we're here to come along beside you and then pull out that list and say, okay, what are your desires? Do you like the cruising side? Do you like the hotel? Because I'm doing a little of all of it. Hotels is really, I'm doing a Marriott package right now, and they have some really beautiful properties all over. I like the ones that are outside of the U.S. Actually, they're really plush and elegant. And then Glenn did the special needs training. I'm going to I haven't completed that one, but I'm going to take that also. I don't think it took that long. We both did the Jamaica specialist. I am a Commodore with Princess Cruise Lines. Um, that is a more extended training, because you're certified as the highest level in the Princess company. And then they awarded us a cruise to anywhere where they dock, anywhere in the world, for 2 people. And they pay for all of that. And so you can, for up to 30 days. And so there are some great benefits. So that's why I would tell you to start, but get your first class training done ASAP.
And the first class training is in the RTA back office. So if you go to my.travmanity.com, you can log into your Travmanity back office, and you'll see that first class training. And it's a series of 7 videos, and they're really short and straight to the point.
Very
But
short.
that's necessary. Go ahead.
They're very short.
And that's necessary to complete as soon as possible, because that's when your 30-day time clock starts. Because they want to make sure that you are in the business. And what was happening in the past, folks would come in on the travel side and abuse things because they had access to the travel side of the business and the vendors and different things. And so they extended it out now. So, but the first thing you want to do is come in, complete the first class training, and then 30 days after that, as Chantel was saying, they open up all the suppliers to you. And but that clock is so important. That's why for people, regardless of if they haven't figured out what they want to do in the business, just to come in and complete that first class training on the travel side so that that clock can start. And at least, 30 days later, they'll have access to all the travel vendors. That's something they want to explore. They can get more into it. But like Glenn was saying, man, and everybody on the call, you have access to all of these vendors, these webinars. They want you to come out and they want you to experience their product. Brenda became a Commodore with Princess Cruises. We completed that training and actually went on one of the trips, 15-day west. It was transatlantic crossing. It was a ship repositioning, leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, Azores, Portugal, Spain, Paris, London, Stonehenge, and a 15-day Western Europe cruise. And that was free. Now we upgraded to get the balcony, but that was a free trip. And I was just talking to someone the other day, and on that trip, they had about 32 other travel agents. And so they picked a day where they wanted the travel agents to get together and kind of socialize and tour the ship. And so Brenda and I went, and everybody else was a traditional travel agent, excuse me, where they pay a ton of money, licensing fees and this, that, and the other, insurance and all this and that. And then Brenda and I come in, and we are like, we didn't tell nobody because we were all the same, but $500, Travmanity. And you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way that you can actually beat that. Over to you, Brenda.
Hey, Rick,
Yes.
just right quick, I'm going to read this. The Hacienda hold on a sec. Buenaventura Hotel and Mexican Charms. The Hacienda Buenaventura Hotel and Mexican Charm is pleased to grant you a complimentary stay for 2 nights and 3 days for 2 persons in a standard room on the all-inclusive plan, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Wow.
I got the certificate in hand. All I got to do is fill it out and get it to them.
That's amazing. And that's all inclusive.
Yes, sir.
That would be more than five. I would venture to say that would be more than $500.
Oh yeah.
You know what's interesting? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that the trip, the engagement last night, I did one of Brenda's numbers. I went there and I drove in, took my ticket for parking, and I looked because I know they have a small area that's for disabled parking. So I said, well, let me go around here and see if I can find one around here. And as I turned that corner, as soon as I came in, there was one parking space left. And it was right at the door where we were supposed to go in to our event.
Just for you.
Yeah,
Just
The
for
timing
you.
is always perfect.
Yes, I said, thank you, Brenda.
Oh, hey, let me add this. This says kindly consider $3.50 US per person per night as service charge to be paid at check-in.
$3.50.
$3.50.
Oh, yep.
That's
It's
amazing.
usually like 25 or $50, isn't it?
Well, it's a resort fee.
Hmm.
It's what we are
That
not paying.
that is incredible. Well, Ron, anything else on travel?
I wanted to say one other thing on for those that after their 30 days, each of our webinars is stored. The recording is in the back office in Travmanity, and you can go in there, listen to the training, listen to the webinar. It will give you direct information where to sign in, and you can register to be um, a representative for that vendor. And that way you can get into their travel portal for the travel agents. You can get into their travel agent portal, and that way you can get in there and do some of those classes and get certified with them.
On that same note, once you complete your first class training, you have the ability to use Travmanity's CLIA number.
Hmm.
And that's how, of course, they're recognized in the industry, the travel
Right.
industry. And that's how you register for many of these courses, like at Travmanity, or not Travmanity, but Travel Agent University, or if you want to be a Marriott specialist. And
Hmm.
many of these vendor sites, when you scroll down to the bottom, you will see the travel agent access portal. And you can click on that and quite often register using Travmanity's CLIA number that you now can use because, of course, you've taken our first class training for Travmanity and register for that particular vendor, whether it be a Hyatt specialist. Go down to the bottom, you'll see Travel Agent Portal, and then click on that and see what you need to register to actually be one of their vendors or recognized, not vendors, but recognized client or recognized agents. That's huge. That is absolutely amazing. So you can, as someone had mentioned earlier, pick and choose which vendor based on your passion and what you want to do and focus on and specialize in. And register like we're scoot around specialists. I know, Darlene, you took the scoot around. And did you say you prefer the scoot around over special needs at sea, or which one do you prefer?
I preferred this the at seas.
Okay,
Scoot
special
around,
needs at sea.
it's okay. I took both of them. I took the certification for both of them, but I used the Etsy's one. That's the only one I've used, actually.
Okay. Well, I mentioned this. It was great testimony. One of my friends, he went on a cruise, and I didn't even know he knew I was in the business, but he rented a scoot around, and he told them that I've got a friend who's in the travel business, Rick Rees, that recommended. I didn't even know he was going on a cruise, but he used my name. And so when he sent me all the information of him booking that cruise, I forwarded it to Scoot Around. And they said, okay, yeah, we're going to recognize this and pay you a commission. They paid me like 40 some odd dollars or something like that on commission
Yes,
based
it's
on what
pretty
my,
good.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I didn't even know, and I didn't even know my friend knew I was even in the business, but he just recommended and used my name saying that I recommended Scoot Around. And but these are commissions that you can actually make for real. This is an opportunity. I was just talking to a lady before this call who is in the business, and she works with women who have been abused and are in safe homes and different things. And she says, "Well, Rick," and I was just talking to her prior to this call. She says, "I've got a lot of women that I work with and I counsel that are looking for businesses they can work from home. And I wanted to know more about the travel side of the business." And so I gave her our goteamget.com website, goteamget.com. And I told her, I said, well, click on the Travmanity tab and it will walk you through how to take the first class training, where it's located, how to log into your Travmanity back office. And so let people know that, the training that's available on the goteamget.com website whether it be the Travmanity. Click on the Travmanity tab. It'll walk them through every single thing they need to know. It will tell them about their consumer-facing booking engine that they have, and how to get to it. Travmanity.com/ whatever their URL is. If they want to know about the compensation, it'll talk about the compensation plan. It'll talk about the power line. If they want to know, about the training that's provided by Delvey as well as Chris for team builders, the team builder training. I added a new training tab, that takes them to that and makes them aware. Click through that site. There are so many people that are in the business that are still in darkness on what they have. We're military. We train like we fight like we train. That site will walk them through everything that they absolutely need to know. Information on the Vortex. There's a marketing plan for the Vortex that they can download on that site. There's a membership guide that will give them information on the members program, and will show them how to get to the concierge, and when they first come in, to set up the concierge meeting where the concierge will walk them through all the features and the benefits. Everything that they need is on that site. If they're an SBA, new SBA, there's an onboarding tab that they can go through, and it'll walk them through. There's a video on there called Network Marketing. It's like Network Marketing 101. What is network marketing? What is multi-level? If they're not familiar, and it'll walk them through what that is. They can watch that video or download, a hard copy and read, what network marketing is. But it covers every single thing that they need to know. Point new people to this site. If you were in the business, go to it. GoTeamGet.com. Take a look at it. We're military. So in the military, we have manuals, right? Glenn, Mariano, for everything. And so that there's no reason that you don't know anything, because you can go and you can see in A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Anybody else? Anything before I talk about something else?
Yeah, I know you're getting ready to change the subject. I just want to say that that birthday trip, Chantel and Glenn told, it was in Denver, Colorado. No, it was in Colorado Springs. We got them to come to Colorado Springs, which is an hour south of Denver. And that's when Carl came to it, because, Carl's in the business. And it was Diane, and she had brought her whole team to Colorado Springs because they would always go to Denver. And we put in a suggestion that they come to Colorado Springs, because we were all always driving an hour to Denver. They came to Colorado Springs just because we suggested it. And they had about 50 people, and they had a nice spread. They had an open bar, and they gave us all the information. And Rick and I won the trip to Jamaica. And we kept it. And really, I think we kind of forgot about it, and it popped up. And it was like getting ready to expire that year in June. And my birthday was in May. So we said, oh yeah, let's use this. Let's go to this resort in Jamaica for my birthday. And so that's how nice that's how nice all of the tourism boards are. They want to expose their business to us because they know we have a lot of clients. We have a lot of people, even us ourselves travel. So that's how that came about. So I thought I would share that. And then FYI, if you guys are sitting on 3, 4, 5 free night stays and it's getting ready to expire, y'all need to put that up in the group chat, because it don't make no sense for that to expire when we have folks that will take that and go on a vacation with it. So don't let any of those free trips
as you say that, there was another one for sandals that we went to. And and Brenda and I always win. When we go, we put our card in, we always win. And so Dawn didn't have a card. And so she said, "Hey, can I borrow one of your cards and I'll write my name on the back of it?" And so we said, sure. She took one of our cards, wrote her name on the back of it. She wins a 3-day stay at Sandals in Jamaica.
The same place we were going for that trip when we went to as a group.
And she let it expire because they couldn't make it back out. And we were
Yeah,
saying,
she let it
yeah,
expire.
we should have asked her because we could have extended our 3 days to another 3 days at
We
Sandals
could have
after the
extended
original.
our 3 days because they couldn't stay. We could stay. But yeah, don't let any of those trips expire. There are folks who are looking for something to do, and they could use those trips. So I just wanted to share that. Okay, back
And
to you, Rick.
someone had mentioned, just since you're saying that, that they called, I guess, Odenza and was able to extend out an expired 7-day vacation stay that had expired. And Odenza
Uh,
allowed them to reactivate it.
this is what happened with us, unknowns to circumstances. Ours expired, and I was on there and I was looking at the fine print, and it says if something happens, call the company. So I did. And it said, no worries, we're going to refund your money. And they sent the check. I was like,
The
wow.
$100?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. They
Brenda,
sent the check back to, I was like, see, you don't know what we have in our hands, people.
Brenda, you need to call them.
I was like, wow,
See,
thank you so much. But I was just reading the fine print. I found it, and I was just reading because I had not read all the way through it. And I said, are you kidding me? So I called them up and they said, no worries whatsoever. We will refund your money. Don't worry about it. And it's right
ours
there
expired.
on your reward certificates. It's in print right there.
And we had one that we ended up going to Page, Arizona, and ours expired. So it expired March 2025. So when I came back in August, was it August, July? Whenever we came back, July, I called and the gentleman said, oh, it has expired, so there's nothing we can do. So I just let it go, Chantel. I was like, oh, okay, no
That's
problem.
what happened to
I'll open
me.
up another one.
That same guy. I'm thinking it's the same guy because he told me that. And something in me just wouldn't sit. I'm telling you. It's just how I am. It wouldn't sit right with me. And when I saw it again, I said, you know what? I'm gonna call over here one more time. And this lady answered
another one.
and she said, that's our protocol. That's what we do. We'll just send the money back. But sometimes it depends on the person. Some people are serious with customer service, you know what I mean? And they are going to serve you
of service like that.
big time,
So but that's cool. But
what
don't sit
alleviated
on those free trips.
Well, what alleviated it also is that we received 2 more trips, 7-day vacation stays. So it's like, well, okay, let it go, because we got 2 more 7-day vacation stays. Those 7-day vacation stays are nice.
We're not going to talk about how many we have over here. I'm just saying, but we're not going to talk about it. But we are putting them in motion, okay? Darlene, I think she gave one away for a gift.
Sometimes it's hard to use them, though. I mean, hey, sometimes it's hard to use them. I know, shoot. But that's what we have, and we paid $500 for all of this. I wanted to say before we jump off, Ron and Linda Clayton received a call from their pastor. They're going to be launching the Vortex as a fundraiser for the church. And as I mentioned, they have a pantry, one of the largest pantries that they do in Buffalo, New York, and they want to raise the money to turn that pantry into an actual grocery store where people can come in and just shop. And anyhow, so the pastor calls them up and says, "Hey, we're having a fall festival, I think this weekend. Why don't we set up a table for you guys to promote the Vortex and that can be our launch for the Vortex." And so Ron and Linda this weekend are going to be doing that. And so I made up a card for them. They're going to be handing out a card that has the church website on it, Vortex website on it. Ron is doing a banner. They've got flyers. They're going to have an actual sign-up list so that they can go into the Vortex invites and just input the information. But that launch is happening this weekend for the Vortex. And so they're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're going to do this pantry and grocery store and they have so many other missions program, community outreach, senior type programs. And but this is really the first launch of the Vortex. And I wanted to show you real quick for those who are on the Zoom. One of the things that I put together for them was something for the campaign manager. So if you're on the Zoom, you see the leaders primer. And so we're putting together a template. So we know that there's some people that on this call are looking at the Vortex and looking to bring in churches and so forth. But this is a leader primer that I put together for the campaign manager, and they are the Res Life travel program. And you may know that we got passporttogiving.com, and this is something I actually just sent them. But this is for their specific program. It talks about the core mission of what they're doing, transforming travel into a perpetual fundraiser, the leadership responsibilities, define the campaign purpose, set a clear campaign goal, ensure the portal is active, recruit, train volunteers, track and promote. It talks about phase 1, preparation, phase 2, launch, which is going to be happening this weekend, phase 3, ongoing, encourage signups, bookings, highlight the member savings, celebrate wins, and provide support, answer questions. Phase 4, wrap up the promotion strategy, messaging. We share, customer saves, we earn, travel with purpose. Metrics that they're going to be tracking for this campaign. There's 3 reports that are generated. Where those reports are in the back office under the Vortex widget. One report is a customer report where they can track those signups. They can track whether the Vortex has been activated or whether it's pending. They can track the bookings. They can track the checks that are sent. The campaign manager trips keep the purpose visible, motivate with progress visuals, share the success stories, leverage the value guarantee, reinforce the participation is simple, free, and perpetual. The 6 key steps that campaign manager needs to know. Launch the kickoff event, which is happening this weekend, but they've got several events for that launch, defining the purpose and the goal, making sure they keep that before the people, encouraging the signups. Now, one of the major things is we're focusing on 10,000 signups by December 2025. It's the signups, not necessarily the goal and the purpose. We want to get the signups because when people sign up, they book. If we don't get the signups, they're going to book because it's impulsive mostly, and they'll book somewhere else. So that's the focus of this campaign, 10,000 virtual signups. Ensure the customers activate those portals, promote and encourage those bookings, track, report, and celebrate. Then we've got, go ahead and mute your phone. We're getting some feedback here. I'll mute you. Frequently asked questions, making sure that the campaign manager kind of knows, some of the questions that may come up. How do I promote somebody? How do they get to that Vortex link if for some reason they're longer active? What's available on the Vortex? What do they get paid for? They need to know that you get paid for the hotels, cruises, and the car rentals. And, flights, no reward credits, but it's competitive pricing. Cruise bookings, they need to know that there's a personal travel agent. They need to know that there's a personal travel agent that we can call. Once they identify the cruise that they want, there's a personal travel agent, a personalized service. They call that number, those travel agents will set up the trip. They will also give them their savings. Will cash rewards pay out on canceled bookings? These are just frequently asked questions. And so, but this is available. This is available. Hey, I'm muting Kosea because we hear you in the background. Please don't unmute. And so, but this is something that that campaign manager can provide. So, but we have different things. I wanted to share that because we have different things like that as we're working out the process to standardize the process of bringing on, churches and organizations to use the Vortex for fundraising, for businesses to use it to turn travel expenses into revenue. We're working out these processes. hey, get ready, get ready, get ready. There's a massive wealth transfer in effect. And so when you look at Surge 365, you're seeing a tool that allows us access to major wealth. You're looking at a tool that allows us access to career opportunities in hospitality and tourism. We're using this as a tool. Back to you, Brenda.
Hey,
Wow,
Rick,
that's
can I
true.
say something?
Go ahead. Yes,
Um,
honey.
just by what he just said and all you've heard today, you do not have to wait. You don't have to know everything. You have a team and a company here that's right here ready to support you. So if you have ideas, don't wait on that. We can help you with whatever your desire that you're working on. You are around people. Some of you are around organizations. I know it firsthand. You do not have to learn everything to go forward. We're here to help you. I just wanted to put that in there.
Because we've done it.
Because we've done
We
it.
have done it. We're not telling you what we heard. We're telling you what we know. We
That's the
have
truth.
sponsored uh, community centers, churches, and causes. So we know what we're doing and we learn as we go. That's why it's important to be on these calls, because this is where we share the information and you get your ideas and you know who to contact, how to contact, where do I start, where do I go. If you have any questions, this is the leadership call every Thursday
You
in your
know,
time zone.
there's no other team that does what we do in slicing and dicing every product in Search 365, because we've done it and we've always done it. And so, yeah, reach out to the leadership if there's something that you want to do, an area you want to go into. We're working in communities saying, okay, this is a tool that we can bring jobs to people in the area of hospitality and tourism. We're working with organizations that are looking to raise money, churches that are looking to raise money, where they can use that membership base and redirect those funds that are going, that wealth that's going to Expedia, to now go where we choose. We're harnessing, we're redirecting wealth. You know, we're working with churches and saying, hey, use that membership. You can put 4 people on there to save the church money when the staff is going to the different events. How do I use my Surge 36 membership as a church and we have a convention coming and we can give out that Vortex to all the people that are coming to the convention, where we can work with those venues as partners in the industry. Instead of giving them those commissions, now those commissions come back. Folks, this is huge. We've got family reunions. You know, how can I give this link out to all the people that are coming to our family reunion so they can save money, and the money that we save goes into the family reunion pot. You know, Glenn is right. We've done this before. We've sliced and diced how to use and apply this as a business, as an opportunity. Now, with the power line, you can bonus on businesses coming in, on organizations coming in, because it's every 7, right? You can get that $500 back when 5 people come on board. So, but anyhow, back to you, Brenda.
Can you tell we're a little bit excited?
Man, if
We're a
folks knew.
little bit excited about all the stuff that's happening. What you have to do is just stay plugged in. Just stay plugged in, jump on the calls. We have a group messaging on Facebook. You want to get on that. We send out information about the group. So you just want to stay plugged in. And like Glenn said, when you show up, you go up. And that's exactly how this business works, because you're always going to be learning. And that's what you want to do in life anyway. You always want to be learning. And you always want to ask questions. If you don't understand, don't assume. Just ask a question. I'm trying to figure this out. How does this work? You figure all of us, there's so much with Surge 365. All of us don't know everything. But together, we know it all. So you definitely want to stay plugged in. And Rick, your presentation tonight, yeah?
Yes, the presentation
So,
tonight.
yeah.
So we've got the
Yeah.
new video. We've got the new video. What is it? All around the world, that shows our team. It shows Adrian
Yeah.
and Chantel
Yay,
and
yay, yay.
So,
Yeah.
I really like the format because we do little short all around the world presentations, only 2 minutes. And then we show what the Vortex is about. We show what the membership is about. We show, what the travel agency is about. And then we show the 14-minute presentation on Surge 365. And then we wrap up and we're done. Then at the end, we invite to Delby's compensation presentation on Wednesdays. And it's a wrap. So yeah, we're doing that tonight at 8 o'clock.
Hey, Rick,
Okay. All righty.
we still have 5 full days and the rest of today to qualify for the power line for this month. This month is not over yet. Keep going. Back to you, Brenda.
That's true. That's true. You say that, Glenn, because we were just talking about that earlier today. It's like, well, yeah, we can still qualify for this month, So yeah, we were talking about that today.
You know what's
today.
nice is,
but yeah,
if you don't make it, it's the next month.
yeah. Either
Exactly.
way,
You're not losing anything.
Yeah.
You don't lose nothing.
No, your numbers don't disappear. They don't disappear. They
Come
stay right
on.
there. So if you need that one and you're about at the end of the month, it's all good, because if they hit next week, you qualify in October and you still participate in the power line. And like they said, the power line each month gets bigger and bigger. So that's what's exciting. It gets bigger and bigger each month on the dollars that you're going to make. Anybody else?
Now,
Wow.
this is Willie. I was going to say that as far as, and this is, I guess, after the fact and all, but I just came from Costco filling up gas, and the guy in the truck in front of me in big letters had Jalisco. And I was like, wow, how about that? And so, of course, I mentioned to it, that was at an event last night with Jalisco, and he said his wife was from the place that one of the president, I can't pronounce the word, not Cartagena, but starts with the C. Anyway, she was from there, and it was interesting just seeing that after having been there last night.
The law of attraction.
So the law of attraction is real.
I thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah,
this is true. This is true. That's how I work the business. What you just said, Willie, is how I work the business. You don't fret, you don't stress, you just call forth in Jesus' name. And then what comes to you, people try so hard when really it's what you just said. That's how you work the business.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's awesome.
Now, here's the deal, though. When you do that, you need to know. That's why you want to just learn. Your part is to understand, to learn what you have. And then when they come, then you can share. Where it breaks down is people don't take the time to understand what they have, so they have nothing to offer when they come. Our job is to learn what they have. Learn what you have. If you go to GoTeamGet.com and study it like it's a college course, you will know what you have, so that when they come, then you share, and then they come in.
That's right. Like that movie said, if you build it, they will come. So we're going to change it to, if you learn it, they will come. They will come. Hey, listen, I'm looking at the time. You know how I am, and I love to say it every time, that we are the most trusted team in Surge 365. We are winners, and we are all going to see each other and hang out on the mountains and the beaches of the world. All righty. Look forward to seeing you guys on the call tonight. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.